Good morning, good morning. Hello, Frizzix. How are you doing today? Great. Oh, that's awesome to hear. It's always good to have a good Monday. At least to start off with a good Monday. Let us see where we are right now. So, today is Monday, so we're starting again on our or we're continuing again with our main project, which is the chat versus streamer game. So we have no errors, which means it's playable, and we're currently on the create a third entity that chat can spawn. So if I remember correctly, we're creating the snake. So I want to see what that, remember what that looks like for us and like what we need to do next. Did I put a to-do down for this, or did I, was that the other project yesterday? Well, let's find out. Right, so we got our snake here. We need, oh yeah, we need a way for like when we drop it, so it looks one way when it's dropping, and then it looks a completely different way when it's well, otherwise. So that's gonna be something. So for example, we need to, so if I do snake like 7, so that successfully drops it. It doesn't like look appropriate. It looks just like this the entire time. It drops down and then it slides left. So we want, I guess there's a couple things here, right? We want the snake to sort of like to point downwards. And not just that, like we want, we probably want an actual, I guess we could try like pointing the snake, like rotate snake so it's facing down when falling. Rotate snake to face which direction it's moving. And I don't think we're ever killing the snake, as in like getting it off the screen. So when snake leaves the screen, have it die. So it gets removed from the entire list of game objects. So we release some memory there. And I think that might be it. So let's try rotate the snake so it's facing down when falling. So right now we do have a snake. Let's see. Under the draw system, we do have, I believe, a snake draw system, or are we just using the game object draw system? Let's see, game. It'd be in command now that we're actually creating. Okay, so we're creating the snake. Right, okay, so then we're just handing the normal stuff over and it's figuring out what we want to do. So like get sprite, get physics, get life system, these are all figuring out what we want to do for the snake. So there's the sprite for snake. A draw system. What do we have for draw system? So this is just a standard game object draw system. Rotation. Now we have the sword rotating, and the sword is using this too. So we can figure out, I think it's under sprite draw that we're rotation. Okay, we're setting what this rotation is being passed in to sprite draw, which gets passed in, I believe, from game object draw. No, the draw system. And it has rotation passed into it, which comes from the game object. And rotation is here. And so I believe that we pass in rotation. Is that true? To physics? We do. Okay, so our physics system can update the our rotation. So in physics we have snake physics. Here's rotation here. We're gonna want to set, so if we're affected by gravity, then we're falling. And if we're falling, then we want to point down. Okay, so if we're affected by gravity, we're increasing our velocity. We also want to set our rotation. So if I just say rotation is equal to, it's facing to like one of the sides, so I want 90 degrees. I think it's in radians though. Oh, can I do like a pi r? So standard F32 const, like, let's see, there's 2 pi, there's pi 2. I want to do pi divided by 2 or 2 pi? Is that 90 degrees? I don't know what this would do. Let's try it. And then this would, let's see. Oh, and I need to dereference you. Let's just see what that gives us. Did you not start? Oh, you started behind. Oh, I accidentally like clicked around, I guess, to make it start up behind me. All right, so if I do snake 7, for example, close. It rotated kind of down. I needed like just a little bit more. Just a little tiny bit more. So fraction 2 pi, like plus, I don't know, a lot. Not too much more. Like pi times something. I don't think we need 3 pi. We could try 3 pi just to see how much farther it is. Oh, do you not exist? Let's try this one. Of course, I could always just turn to Google and look up 90 degrees in radians. That's pretty close. Malvik, good morning. Just a few more degrees. I wonder. Like if I do 0.3, just guessing here. What does that look like? That may be way too much. So snake 7. Oh, wait. That is perfect. Okay, so 0.3 pi, and I think it's 3 times pi plus 0.3. I think that's what that is. All right, so that's perfect. So now the snake is facing down when it hits here. Then I want the snake can stay facing. Okay, so we want to reset the snake when it's going to the right. So that would be like what? 0. Okay, so as soon as we hit the ground, we set our velocity. We set our feel affected by gravity false. So we can also set our rotation. So this is going to be highly dependent upon whether or not our velocity is negative or positive. So in here, if self dot velocity x, if that's less than 0.0, we're moving to the left. So I want to do rotation equals, what's like 4. So if it was 3 pi, like another 90, that was 90 degrees. So essentially I want 180 degrees. That would be, let's see, standard F32 const, anything with pi. So if I do 6 pi plus 0.3, let's just do 6 pi and just sort of see what that is. Else self dot velocity x, no, rotation is going to be equal to 0. And that should reset it back to the way it was. Is less than. There we go. Let's see about this. So now if we drop a snake over here, it should point to the left, and when it hits the ground and starts moving left. Not exactly. I wonder if that's because it sort of goes upside down when I rotate it too much. I wonder if there's like a way to mirror it. And I think there is a way to mirror it. How about the left side of S? So snake 0. I mean, so that's fine. So on the left-hand side of the player, it's fine. It's on the right-hand side of the player, it doesn't look quite right. So that makes me wonder. Is there something with, let's see, let's go to GGEZ. Let's find what, I guess this would be like with an image or a draw. I guess let's start with draw params. See if there's any like mirroring that we can do here. So can I scale it to the point where it flips? Raven Legend, hello. Good morning. So there's this. What about the game seems to be coming along well. We're trying to figure out how to mirror and flip an image. So when I drop the snake, I want the snake, it comes down, and then if I'm over here, it actually looks this way and then goes. I'm not quite getting the angle. So like I have two choices. I can first look up 180 degrees in radians. And that's that. So we can start just setting this. Although I don't think this is gonna work because I think the snake's still gonna look wrong. So if I drop the snake on like 9. Actually, that's not terribly bad. It would be nice if the head was closer to the ground. But you'll see if we drop it on the left, the snake head is nice on the ground there. So I would want to do that rotation and then flip this way. I'm not sure the best way to do, like maybe a scale. You won. All right. Right now, I think that's happening in the sprites. So if I scale by we have this scale by. I wonder if I can do it again. And so the X and Y I wouldn't care about. So like 0.0. But then this one I would want to scale by 2.0. Now this potentially flips everything upside down. Or it's just off screen, so that didn't work. I know it normally wants to be like between 0 and 1. And so if I give it like 1.0, it will be essentially double the size. Or maybe even bigger. Oh, maybe I want negative. Negative 1.0. Oh, maybe like 0.5 is right in the middle. Oh, now I forgot what scale is. Okay, so a drop param scale. It takes a vector, sets the scaling factors of the drawable. It's not super helpful. Self.scale equals P. And then self. Okay, that's great. I wonder... I know that we did some experimentations with scale before, and I now forget. I didn't note them down. I think it might be 0.5 that I care about, that doesn't really scale it very much. Actually, let's try this. If I take U and I just minus U, so you reverse that, I wonder if this will flip it upside down for the Y scale. It does. Okay. That's what I want to do then. I want to have that be a negative, but only if I want to flip it around. So how do I decide to flip everything, like just that one around, but not the other ones? So I need to set its scale when it's to the left. To be negative. And we're getting in scale by here. From draw. Okay, so from draw. So that's game object. It doesn't store scale by. Wait, is it the draw system that has it? So game object draw system. Here's where we store scale by. So I need to tell this draw system when we're moving in a specific direction, time to reverse, like flip that. And that way when we do our, that would basically just be taking this scale by, oh, but it's a scalar here. And when I do draw, I tell the sprite to draw and give it the scale by here. Ooh. I may want to add something with like mirror. Would it be mirror? Or like flip Y, flip X. So if I were to add something like flip Y, Boolean, flip X, Boolean. Okay, so this would be some flags we can set. By default, none of them are flipped. Okay, and so that's fine, but I need, in the physics system, so snake physics, we're now rotating that by this amount. We don't get the draw system in, so we need to somehow tell the snake our rotation is being set to like this 3. So if we can set if we know that a rotation is like, if that's greater than 3, so in update, in not sprites, in the draw system, where's my update? There you are. Okay, so we can do if oh, we don't get the rotation here. Oh, that's okay. That's a problem here. So we don't want to store this because there's no way for us to know if we should be storing it. We would have to have the game object itself store this and then pass that into the physics system. The physics system can then be saying like, hey, we're flipping. That being said, when we do our draw system, we can pass in, if our rotation is greater than 3, we want to pass in like scale by that. Okay, so this is what it's going to be. We're going to come back to our sprites RS here. For draw, we're going to have a mirror. It's going to be a tuple for the x and the y. So we're going to have bool. So mirror.0 would be x, mirror.1 would be y. And then this we're gonna have to set this up ahead of time. So before the graphics draw, we're gonna do let scale by x equals if mirror.0. So if this is true, then I want to return negative scale by, else return scale by. So like that. And then we're going to do the exact same thing for the y. Yep, negative scale by, else scale by. We haven't broken the rule of 3 yet, but like it's very similar. We could abstract that to a function. So then here in scale, this can be scale by x, and you can be scale by y. And so if I do that, then in the draw, like I wonder here, do I even need this mirror? Could I actually just do this by doing the math calculation here? By saying if rotation, in this case, we're never gonna flip by x. We're never gonna flip something upside down. So we don't need this at all. This is also always just gonna be a scale by. Scale by y is gonna be if mirror, so you're gonna be if rotation is greater than 3.0, then return negative scale by, otherwise return to scale by. With 3.1 something being 180 degrees. So if we're around 180 degrees, flip around. And then let's reference you, so we're comparing the same things, or I can dereference you. That might make more sense. Okay, so we're actually comparing values now, and then let's see if it works. All right, let's drop a snake on like 9. Oh, perfect. It worked exactly like we wanted to. And then if I drop a snake at 1, and that works too. Okay, so that gives us rotate snake so it's falling down. We've got that. Rotate snake to face which direction it's moving. We've got that. Then we just need, when a snake leaves the screen, have it die. So right now in the main game object, in update, Lord Mist, hello. Okay, so we run is alive on game object. So if we come here, it asks the life system, are you still alive? So we have a snake life system. Is alive is just always true. So I can do a timer system. We have this hit. And we also have update. What might be nice is if we can get the context, then we can figure out what the drawable size of the screen is, and if we're outside of that, we're good to go. We also would need the location of the snake. So maybe like every time that we update, actually if we just get our location here, we could easily tell if we're off the screen to the left, because that would be like, well, okay, we need our size too, right? It can't just be less than 0, it has to be our width, but we have that because our location is the rectangle that includes our width and height. So how do we want to handle this? Every time we update, we can have like, are we on screen or off screen? So like I could theoretically store something in here, like on screen is a Boolean. And we can start with on screen true. Then an update, if we get the context, then it can get drawable size. Or we can have this passed in. We can have the screen size passed in, which might be better. Which would be a tuple of F32 and F32. Now, let's see. And this is from the life system. So if we go to our game object, in update, we have the screen size. we're just running, okay, so we're running update on the life system right here, but we're not passing anything in. We could easily pass in a reference to the screen size. We can easily do that. And then we can determine, are we off the screen or not? I like that. Okay. So let's run. Let's pass that in here. So if I want a reference to the screen size, are we just passing in screen? Okay, so we're just passing this in everywhere. It does clone it, but the clone should be relatively cheap. So let's add in U to the life system update. So that means in here, in update, we're gonna take in screen size, like that. That of course means all of these error out because they don't have them, but we can fix that pretty quickly. And U, player life system. And then snake life system update. Okay, so you're upset about this. So here we can actually do the calculation. Oh wait, but we can't just have screen size. We also have to have our location. So we have to have, let's just come back to game objects. For example, here in a physics system, we're passing in our self location. Our location being a rect. So let's add that in. So we have to have the screen size, and we also have to have this rect here. And I want it to be a reference to the rect, so you don't take ownership of it. Okay, all of you get updated again. Let's see, player life system, you get this too. Sword life system, oh, you need both of them. So give me a second. Bring you in. Okay, so we don't need to like abstract that out. All we need to do is determine if we're off the screen, then we can flip that, flip the flag. So if location dot x plus location dot width, if that's less than 0.0, then we're off the screen to the left. There is another option, so or location dot x is greater than screen size dot 0 for the x. So if it's either to the left or to the right. If either one of those are true, then I want to say self dot on screen equals false, and then is alive is going to be based upon if we're on screen, we're alive. So self dot on screen is what we return. Okay, perfect. And then let's take this entire thing, copy you, come down to the sword life system, paste you in. All right, so that should make you happy. We have game object is unhappy now because we need to pass in the appropriate things. It's looking for the screen size and the location. So screen size is fine. We just pass that through, and then a reference to self dot location. No errors here, so that's fine. What we can do, so like we don't have any good ways of like tracking did it actually get removed from the game. I guess what we could do is in the main library here, we have this game objects retain. I can do a little bit of a log here. So print line. We just want the number of elements inside of here. So number of game objects. And you're gonna be self.gameObjects.length. I definitely don't want to do this every single frame, permanently. So this would have to be something we'd want to like remove out. So you can see we have one game object, which is our player. So if I drop a snake on 9, we have 2 game objects and back to 1 game objects. Okay, perfect. Perfect. Can I put in that we only do this print line in debug mode? Like, I wonder if I can use a config for that. Like, can I do something like this? Config debug. So if I do that, we're playing. We automatically get this print line. We don't get the print line. Okay, so we're not in debug. Do I want dev? No, not that either. I'll have to look into like how, like what I need to put in here to tell it. I want this to run in like debug mode. Let's see. Yeah, that's okay. So I need to know what the things I can pass in here are. So maybe CFG, like that macro, in the main documentation. Do slang. CFG. Either this or the other one. Okay, so target OS. Only when these are defined. I know there's must be a way for us to tell if we're in debug mode or not. Oh, okay. So here's like a list of all these. Raven Legend. I don't have a lurk command. What would you expect a lurk command to do? I haven't seen that in other streamers, so I'm not sure. Okay, so not target architecture. You'll find an example. Oh, perfect. Target OS, target family, target environment. No, I want target endian. No. Don't want the vendor. Debug assertions. Enabled by default in compiling without optimizations, this can be used to enable extra debugging code in development, but not in production. For example, it controls the behavior of the standard library's debug assert macro. Wait. Debug assertions. Is just that? The word debug assertions? I feel like that's not it. Debug assertions. When streamer you follow has this as a response. Thanks for lurking the stream. Make sure to mute the tab and not switch to stay an active viewer. Oh, okay. Cool. Yeah, let me copy that. And if I open up Postman here, create command. This is lurk. Do that. And that's that. We'll send that off. And now we should have a lurk command. So perfect. Thank you, Reverend Legend, for that. Okay. Debug assert. Okay, so yeah, this is an actual like message. Like I don't want that. I want like to know if we're in debug mode for the other thing. Just another example for React response. Me, the wonderful user, has gone lurk mode. Thank you for letting me know. I'll miss you. Oh. Yeah, that's actually even a better one. I love that. And so I have the ability to update these two. So if I do update, see, this is ID 11. I have an update. Oh, I guess like these are all like update project. I can do just a generic update command. Let's duplicate that. Update command. This is gonna be commands. I think we decided that was 11. 11, yeah. And then in the body, I'll make this your lurk still, and now you're gonna be that. Okay, so me. feel okay. I want to make this slightly different. Can I make this bigger? I can't. All right, so user has gone lurk mode. Thanks for letting me know. I'll miss you, but have a great day. All right, so if I do that, send you. That successfully did it. So if I now do bang lurk, we get that. Thank you, Raven Legend, for that. So I don't know a good way to do like a debug. I guess this wouldn't be like necessarily a debug assert. Because I want something very similar to it. Like, okay, so under standard, is there like a debug? What other debug stuff do we have? I guess I want like FMT. Oh no, like config. Maybe core has it? No, that's literally the same thing. Yeah, and everything else is not there. So I don't know a good way to like strip this out if we're not in debug mode. Like normally I would use config for this, but I don't. Evaluates Boolean combinations of configuration flags at compile time. I don't know what to put in here to know whether or not we're in debug mode or release mode. So that might be something we can like learn later. Until then, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to remove this print line, so we don't have that in there, so we don't worry about it. But what that means is we are guaranteed, definitely, removing the snake from the game object's vector as soon as it leaves the screen, which is perfect. That's exactly what we wanted. So that's it. We've created our third entity that chat can spawn. So let's go ahead and update. That's a big one. So let's go ahead and send this on up to Git, or at least create a commit for it. Oh, and you know what? We should update our, we should fix our warnings first. Okay, so we don't use game error here. We're not using duration, instant, or time anymore in there. Okay, so the fire life system. This is the main library. I feel that you're wrong. Is that true? No, maybe you're right. Okay, so fire physics, save you, so snake and sword physics. Okay, so for this update, you can be underscored and you can be underscored because we're not using you here. We're not using you here or here. Marion Shell, good morning. The syntax for imports in Rust are nice. Oh, these use statements, I like them. Although, to be honest, I think I like the keyword in import more than use. But that might be just because I'm so used to other languages that use import export. It feels so much more explicit to me. Yeah, I like the brackets on them for importing specific parts of it. Yeah, so it's not really like it's not really specific parts of it. It's more of like if I want multiple of them. So like if I want to do import graphics rect, and I also want to import GGEZ graphics, let's say like mesh builder, I could do this in 2 lines like that, or I could do this and bring them both in this way. But like that, they're equivalent. Like this 1 line makes it so I don't have to have 2 lines. That's really what these brackets are giving me, which is, this is nice. That's very nice, yeah. Although I have abused it by like doing just a single use statement with like just bringing in everything, and I kind of like having my brackets not span like too many lines or go like too many like levels deep. That sort of got a little bit crazy. All right, so screen size, we're not using you or you. Life system in fire physics, we're not using you. Okay. In snake physics, we're not using the context, and we're not using the life system. And in life system, we are, oh, in a timer physics, we're not using a life system. Okay, fine. All right, so no more errors. Let's double check. Let's play a really quick game, see if this is working. So, to play this game, just you do the command #fire space and the name of a column. If you don't give it the name of a column, it'll choose a random one for you, but that's a undocumented feature that only you all know about. So the fire drops, just hangs out at the bottom for around 5 seconds or so. The sword bounces around 7 times, and the snake comes after me. And you only have about this much time to get me. I have some, yeah, I really wish I could make it so that those logs would only display in debug mode. Oh, thank you, Marinchel. Yeah, I figured like this is also a great way for me to like test my Twitch chat integration, which so far is working really well. Danny Fritz, good morning. Chiroptical, good morning. Ah, I didn't realize. Oh, sometimes the swords are. Oh, because they're flipping upside down backwards. Oh, it's sometimes hard for me to see like what's a snake on its way down and what's a sword. So as soon as it hits the ground, it starts moving. I'm like, oh no, Danny Fritz, you won with Chiroptical and Marin Chell. Awesome. Yeah, this is a fun game. I like it. After I do this project, I think my next project is going to be connecting to the stream events so that I can grab like information about I don't know, like what is it, like the what is this thing called? The stream points. Like these point systems. Once I get that, I wonder if the event system will allow me to like give those out. If I can't, I might have to like create my own one so that I can reward actual points across like time. So you can say like, oh, you won, you got this many points. And then you can like, then spend those on like reward systems. So we're gonna have to figure out whether or not I can actually hook into Twitch's system to be able to like reward these on my own, or if only Twitch can do that. But cool system. Let's see. There's all that. Let's go ahead and push this up. Let's get the streamer game. I've seen streamers give them out, but that's manually. How do they give them out? Because I don't... Is there a command I can do? Points. Give. Reward? No. I don't think you can give them out, which is stupid and defeats the purpose of channel points. Yeah, I wonder. So I know that a lot of streamers, I forgot like who's BeginBot has his own entire like currency, like money system for like an economy that he has. So he created his own entire reward system that like he could give out. So I may have to do something like that. Which, I mean, if I don't like, if I can't hook into that other system, that's what I'm gonna have to do if I want some kind of like point system across multiple games that we play. All right, so we created Snake that can be dropped on streamer. All right, I'm gonna push that up. Let's take a look. Let's close all these windows up. Open up our README again. What's next? Create a fourth entity that chat can spawn. Okay, so here's a fourth thing would probably be a terrible idea for me, except I was thinking of maybe something to help me in the case you wanted to, like, I don't know, not be against me. And let's see if I can find, do I have like a heart? No. Oh, this is our PNGs. Let's see, heart, what else is on filter? Let's remove this one. So PNG, commercial use, okay. Let's just remove all the filters. Oh, actually, I wanted just all. And search for heart. So I could do this one. I can use it one time. And it would be like a green heart. What app is that? Okay, so this is Notion, and I'm using it as a assets app. It's actually a really cool sort of like just general wiki system that's cross-platform, and I really like it a lot. It actually works really well as an assets system as well. So I think we'll use this heart here. So I'll mark it as we've used it, which means that this is the last time that I can use it. So it's free. It's one of those free to play SaaS applications. You can get pretty decently far into it before they would ask you to charge money, and then even then it's only going to be like $4 a month after that. And so I'm paying them money so I can get unlimited space, essentially, to store, like unlimited file size, which allows me to store all these assets, which is a lot better than all the other asset managers that I found out there. Plus, like, a lot of the open source ones weren't really working like very well for me. And I was gonna like store them in DigitalOcean or AWS, and the cost is about equivalent to like just paying for Notion. So I'm just using this. All right, so if I do this, let's go ahead and open you up, download you. I want to go into here as just a heart. Which is now here. Oh, it doesn't know what it wants to be. Let's rename you to heart.png. And there we go. Here's a heart. The sprites for this game are simple enough to draw yourself. Absolutely. If so I downloaded Ace Sprite and I got like completely lost in it trying to like draw some simple things and like figuring out how to actually do it. I need like a full tutorial to like teach me because that was too complex for me without actually like a tutorial. We use paint.net. Let's take a look at that. Copy link location. Oh, it looks like it's is it no longer HTTPS? Maybe they're did their certificate expire? End of file error. Okay, well they have a problem. Oh, it's not a link. That's a program. Okay, never mind. Why would they do that? That's silly. Marinchel, sorry, I have links turned off for I have like certain areas like whitelisted. Getpaint.net. Show that. Getpaint.net. Oh, okay, so this is what you use. Is this a pixel art or is it just? It's an image and photo editing software for PCs that run Windows. Originally intended as a free replacement for Microsoft Paint. So I do have GIMP. Yeah, you know, I see like I see how it can be confusing. It certainly confused me. You prefer Paint.net over GIMP. Oh, interesting. Okay. Like I can do GIMP for very simple things. Sprite is pretty liked for pixel art. Right, I just got, like I was trying to use, so I downloaded Sprite. Oh, well, apparently you can't find it. I downloaded it at one point in time. Maybe it's no longer here. Oh, I think I accidentally deleted it. Yeah, Windows search is terrible. It was searching like the internet, not like what I wanted to search. I downloaded a Sprite and I just sort of, it overwhelmed me a little bit. I need to spend some time to actually like follow a tutorial to like figure out how to actually draw the thing that I want to draw. Which so basically it was working until I wanted to like undo something and then everything went like, I couldn't figure out how to like change my tools properly. Which is a little bit unfortunate. Something that I've seen is like Piskel, Pixel Editor. I've used this in the past as an online one. So, like if I wanted to create like a heart, something like that, except didn't you, oh, I wanted mirror. Is there a mirror? There is a vertical mirror. Hold on, let me. It kind of looks like a heart. So like if I do this, then I think I can. So this one actually makes a lot of sense. It's like really easy for me to like understand. I can do this as black, but I can also change you to be a nice red. And then I could save you to like heart. Oh, I want to export you. Export you as a PNG. This is a 32 by 32, and that's fine. I just want, oh, download you, save, download. So if I do something like this, Windows search was bad enough to get you to switch over to Linux for your main box. I can see that. I haven't done too much search, like global search in Linux, that I don't just like switch over to use find. Okay, so then you're in my downloads now. All right, let's go. So here's that. I want documents, code, builds, workspace, target, debug, resources, drop you in there. So this is not the best heart, but we can change that later. And here is the new Pascal. So this is what I just basically created, was the new heart. So I could use this instead. RX is also a great pixel art tool with Vim-like controls. Vim-like controls inside, like, that just sounds weird inside of a visual editor. It's a minimalist pixel editor. I'll take a look at that later. Same Vim-like controls, like it's a plus. I don't know, like, I like Vim. I haven't used it in a while, but I do like Vim. Okay, so we have this. Let's go ahead and set up at least the instructions for it. So create player. Okay, so here's like create instruction for all of these. So I just want to copy one of you, put it down here. So interface context, you are going to be, oh, I probably don't want a space in this, do I? Let's rename you to my heart. Instead of just heart, I will get rid of you, and I will go over to Notion and mark you as not used anymore. Okay, so if I do that, you are my heart.png. Sprite count, you are 1, 1. Label is going to be heart column, scale by, yeah, let's just try that. And then let's go to, I think like every one of these is like 200 down. So let's do 600. We'll hit save. And let's run this and see if we now have a heart showing in, yeah, we do. So that's maybe a little bit big and it's a little bit too far down. I think we only need to go like 50 down or like 100 down instead of 200. So let's do, so each of these are 100. So let's go to 500. Let's scale this only by like 1.5. There we go. And so now we have totally a heart. You could easily see that this is a heart, right? We need to redo that one. That looks like a speech bubble. Yeah, it does. So I can recreate this. Let's go ahead and erase. Erase you. Let's do this again as red. There, I think that looks a little bit better as a heart. We'll fill you in as red. We will export you as this, save file. And I want back to my downloads. Where are you? You named new Piscal. Okay, this one actually looks like a heart. I'm gonna rename it here to just heart.png. Resources. Okay, so now let's quit out of you. Come into here, and we're just gonna name you heart.png. Save. I can get, oh, that's not what I want. Rename you to heart.png. My heart we can delete. Oh, cargo install. That's a Rust crate too. Ooh, okay. I'll have to try that. Like, yeah, more Lord Mizd. That sounds really interesting. That's it. Even more interesting now. Jan Puntang, you started 3 months ago. What recommendation you have for you to improve and eventually get a job? Build projects. Build projects that give you the skills that prove you provide value to a company. So find like what a company is like cares about that you want to work at, and build something that like is within their domain. So it could be like a ticketing system. It could be like a Trello style like Jira board almost. Like you don't have to build like fully featured. Just like really MVP basic. Like get to the core. Build projects. Like take 2-week projects and build those. And do as many of them as possible. Wait, does my internet just go down again? Oh, drop frame is 1057.0.3%. Yeah, something happened. And then yeah, so if you do projects like that, you're going to get to a good place, like guaranteed. I had a 3-second drop. Oh, crazy. I wonder if that's when it was like, no, I don't know what would cause that, unless like the Roomba downstairs, I don't know, hit the router or something. Please make sure that what you show on your GitHub is clean and maintainable. There's many camps in that sort of like that mentality. The biggest things is for like the homepage for Git, make sure that looks great. So like you can heart your own projects that show up on the home screen. Make sure that those show there, and all of your other ones are just sort of like behind the scenes essentially. Also, READMEs. Create READMEs for all your projects with how to get that project up and running locally. Even if somebody's not going to actually do that, it just gives a level of professionalism that that your competition won't have necessarily. All right, so if we do this and we switch you to heart, we have heart there. Let's go ahead and run you and see if we now have a good looking heart inside of, there we go. That's like not a terrible looking heart. It actually looks like a heart now. Oh yeah, that too, it meant code-wise. One of the biggest turnoffs for me is hiring is ugly code. Yeah, a really good way to determine what good code is for like the industry that you're trying to get into, because like clean code is another opinion-heavy area. Do something called an informational interview with the places that you want to potentially hire. So if you find, let's see. If you find a company that you want to work at, you can ask them for an interview and just say, hey, tell me what you're looking for in clean code. Like what is your company to do that? Do that for like 3 companies, which is like 3 different people. And that should give you a good idea of what they are looking for in that industry. And then just set your code to be like that. Also, you can ask people in your the target industry for code reviews. Normally I would just say like ask them to go out, hang out with you at like a coffee shop, buy them a coffee or a tea, and then just like show them a code, have an hour to go through. It's essentially getting a mentor. Nowadays it's maybe a little bit more difficult, but you can go to meetups and maybe find people there and then do it over Zoom. La Corona-chan has really boned networking chances. It's really made it a lot harder, and it's made it so that it's very different. Like everything is very, very different now. Okay, so I now have a heart, which means that we can drop the heart, and then the idea is the heart is going to give me an extra life. So I want to have 3 attacks, and then you can choose to like essentially bet on me, the streamer, or you can play against me. And I think like eventually if we do have some kind of like point system eventually, then essentially if you're going on my side and I win, you get points. If you go against me and you win, you get points. And then like, you know, opposite, if I win and you win against me, you lose points. I think there's some things that we can do in that area, which might be a little bit of fun. So we're in the middle of like doing some, doing this. What about a random box that when you, the player, goes over it, it gives you either a positive or negative outcome, like a heart or a snake pops out? I think I'm concerned about the snake because it would hit me right away and I wouldn't have a chance to like get out of it. You could drop a box that could be like a random thing and you don't know what that is. That could be interesting. Yeah, it's an interesting idea. I don't know how it would work and how it would be fun. I'll think about it, and like if I can think of a way to like make it really fun, then that will be it. So let's figure out what we want to do for this heart. So first of all, let's see, 4th entity. This is going to be a heart entity. We want create instruction area that shows helping versus attacking streamer. What a great idea. You need some random booleans for that though, right? Well, why don't you try migrate buff rand for that, which can efficiently create random booleans. Wait, doesn't rand already does that, doesn't it? And like rand can do that quickly, right? Wait, is buff rand a real crate? Is that a real crate you created, or is that just a joke? Sure, rand doesn't do that. My crate uses rand though. It's crazy what like. I still am waiting for rand to be brought into standard core. Like, I don't really understand the arguments of why it's not brought in. Okay, so create instruction area that shows helping versus attaching streamer. My crate uses rand to make a random U64 and then shifts out bits from that to create booleans. How you hit Frill Circuit where people don't remember 0 and 1 for booleans? Yes, probably. It won't be brought in because it's a barrier for other arches to include rand. Really? Oh, I did not know that. This means you only need 1 random call for 64 booleans. You can only count to 0 anyways. I don't need 64 booleans. I would need 1 boolean. So create a crate rand 1, which uses your crate behind the scenes, but therefore we don't recognize that right away. RNG gen bool exists in the rand crate, takes a probability parameter. Okay, so yeah, I figured they would have that. Okay, crit heart. Okay, so crit instruction, we want to have the heart drop to the ground, then stay for, I don't know, like 10 seconds. I don't know how long we want it to like to stay there. When the streamer hits the heart, streamer gains a life. We probably then want to, well, no, we already like display the lives left inside of chat, so that's probably nice. The streamer hits a heart, streamer gains a life. When the streamer hits the heart dies. Okay, so I think that's what I want for the entire heart system. We probably also want to display lives left. Display streamer lives left in the instruction area. All right, there we go. Still an interesting concept, albeit a bit complex. Yeah, Lord Mist. I mean, it's true. If you need 64, is it 64 or is it 64 bits worth? Yeah, if you need 64 booleans, your method is probably actually faster. And I do know like a lot of people that are like constantly generating them and then sort of like grab one at a time. So you could sort of have that. Plus avoids the F64 multiplication for the probability check. Yeah, exactly. So like there is reason for it to exist. It just might not be quite as mainstream as you were initially hoping. Okay, so this is going to be the plan for next time, because it is 8:30, which means it's time for me to head to work. So let's go ahead and save what I have. So work in progress, creating a heart to give streamer life. So commit that, push you on up. All right, so I have all this code available on Bang repo, and it's the first link there, this one right here. Ectron Dave subscribed with a tier 1 subscription. Thank you so much for Ecton Dev. Thank you. And welcome to the subscription land. You now have, I think we have one, I have one, what is it called? Emoji that you can use, which is, oh yeah, you found it already. And it's a good one too, yeah. We built that one out. I still, I think I only have, I can put like the tier 2 and tier 3 emojis in, but we haven't figured out what that is. Anyways, we do have to wind down here. I do have a, let's see. Let's figure out if there's anybody online that we want to raid. Let's see. Begin bot is online. Is there anybody on? I lost my link to the Rust stations. So there is a Rust stations team on Twitch. Leampi is streaming, and Louis von Miller is streaming. Figuring out how to build a turn server for WebRTC. That sounds interesting. Let's turn off the sound so I can hear this. And this looks like... I accidentally muted and didn't unmute when I pressed the button on the microphone. Sorry about that. We're going to set up a raid to Lampy. It looks like Lampy is making a compiler using Rust, I think. Anyways, I hope that you all have a great rest of your day. I'm doing these streams every single weekday morning at 7 a.m. Mountain Time, and I'm also doing a teaching sort of creating a Rust introduction to Rust course on Sunday mornings. Anyways, I look forward to seeing you all again later, and thank you everybody for stopping by, and I'll see you next time. Bye.